People always act like women are some kind of mysterious Rubik's Cube you got to solve with a secret code. But trust me, pleasure isn't rocket science. Women's bodies are full of nerve endings. And when you know where to touch, how to touch, and when to back off or lean in, the game totally changes. Now, when I say 3 places, you might be expecting me to just point you to the obvious ones. But here's the thing. Pleasure isn't only physical, it's psychological too. So let's break it down. When people talk about turning a woman on, they almost always jump straight to the body. They'll say, touch here, lick there, do this little move, as if women are just like a vending machine. You press the right button, and out pops pleasure. But here's the thing. The body doesn't light up unless the mind is already switched on. A woman's brain is her biggest erogenous zone, and if you don't get her mind involved, the rest won't land the way you want it to. Mental stimulation isn't optional. It's the first key. So what does that mean in real life? It means desire starts way before you even lay a finger on her. It begins with how you make her feel. Does she feel comfortable around you? Does she feel safe? Does she feel like she can let her guard down and just be herself without judgment? That's the foundation. When a woman feels secure, her body naturally opens up to pleasure. Without it, she's going to be tense, distracted, and not fully present in the experience. Now here's the fun part. Once you've created that space of comfort, you get to play with her imagination. Flirtation, teasing, humor, and compliments are not just nice extras. They're literally foreplay for her brain. Whisper something into her ear that makes her blush. Tell her the way she looks at you is driving you wild. Drop a line that's so playful it makes her laugh and roll her eyes. Every time you do that, you're not just talking, you're lighting up her desire. Think about it. Arousal isn't just physical. It's emotional, psychological, even intellectual. Women often need to feel wanted before they can get lost in pleasure. So when you use your words, your tone, your body language, you're giving her proof that you see her, that you want her, that you're obsessed with her in that moment. That kind of attention is intoxicating. And it's not just about what you say, it's also how you listen. Ask her questions. Be curious. When she feels like you're genuinely interested in her thoughts, her stories, her weird little opinions, that connection deepens. It's not just about what can I get from her, it's about, I actually want to know her. That sense of being seen and valued. Huge turn on. Here's a secret. Most people miss anticipation is sexier than the act itself. You don't even need to touch her yet. If you know how to build anticipation in her mind, you've already won. A text message during the day that says, I can't stop thinking about last night, plants a seed in her imagination that grows all day long. A look across the room, a smirk, a subtle touch on her arm. It all feeds into the mental build-up. By the time things get physical, she's already halfway there, because her brain has been marinating in that delicious anticipation. And let's be real, women are not robots. They're not going to respond to the same thing every single time. That's why mental stimulation is so powerful. It's adaptable. You can sense her mood, her energy, and you can play into it. If she's feeling silly, you tease her. If she's feeling vulnerable, you reassure her. If she's feeling bold, you match that energy. Mental stimulation means you're tuned in enough to adjust your approach so she feels desired in exactly the way she needs in that moment. Now let's kill a myth. Being mentally stimulating does not mean you have to be some kind of perfect, smooth-talking seducer. You don't need cheesy pickup lines or to be some kind of poet. You just need to be authentic and attentive. If you genuinely find her beautiful, tell her in your own words. If she makes you laugh, say it. If something about her drives you crazy in the best way, let her know. That honesty, that's sexy as hell. Here's another thing people don't talk about. Women get aroused by confidence, but not arrogance. There's a huge difference. Confidence is when you know your worth and you show up fully present. Arrogance is when you're all about yourself. When you're mentally stimulating, you're not just puffing yourself up, you're making her feel like the center of the universe. That's the kind of confidence that gets under her skin and stays there. So picture this. Instead of brushing in with hands everywhere, you take your time, you sit close, whisper something teasing in her ear, and let your fingers brush against her arm. You pause, hold her gaze, just a second too long, and smile in a way that makes her wonder what you're thinking. Her imagination fills in the gaps, and suddenly she's not just turned on physically, She's craving the connection, the build up, the tension you're creating in her head. That's the power of mental stimulation. It's not flashy, it's not complicated, but it is everything. Without it, physical touch feels mechanical. With it, even the smallest touch feels electric. A glance, a word, a laugh, it all becomes foreplay. And when you finally do touch her body, it's not just about skin on skin, it's about the fire you've already lit in her mind, the desire you've been building, layer by layer. So don't underestimate it. A woman's mind is the very first switch you flip. Once it's on, her body follows naturally. And when you master that, when you learn how to speak to her imagination, how to tease her, how to make her feel seen, you'll realize the truth. Her body isn't the main gateway to pleasure, her mind is. And once you've unlocked it, there's no going back. Kissing, let's talk about it. Because honestly, people act like kissing is just the appetizer before the main course. But let me tell you, if you're thinking of it like that, you're missing out on one of the sexiest, most powerful tools you've got. A kiss isn't just lips touching. A kiss is chemistry. It's communication. It's foreplay that can set her body on fire before you've even moved an inch lower. Here's the reality. Her lips are one of the most sensitive parts of her body. They're packed with nerve endings, which means every kiss can send little shockwaves of pleasure through her system. But it's not only about the biology, it's about the energy you bring into it. A sloppy, rushed kiss can kill the vibe faster than you can blink, but a kiss that's intentional, teasing and full of passion, that can unlock something way deeper. So what makes a kiss unforgettable? First of all, timing. Don't just pounce. Build the moment. Maybe you let your hand brush her cheek first, or you pause and look into her eyes for just a second longer than normal. That pause creates anticipation, and anticipation is the most delicious part of desire. By the time your lips meet hers, she's already halfway undone, because she's been waiting for it. And when you finally go in, start slow, gentle, soft. Think of it like you're testing the waters. Don't just shove your tongue in like you're trying to win a wrestling match. Feel her rhythm, match her pace. Let it be a dance, not a battle. That slow burn is what makes her melt. But here's where you get to play. Kissing isn't just one note. It's not all soft and sweet, and it's not all fiery and intense. It's about mixing it up. You start gentle, then you add a little pressure. Maybe you pull back, just barely brushing her lips, so she has to chase you for more. Maybe you add a playful bite on her bottom lip, just enough to make her gasp. That unpredictability keeps her hooked, because she never knows what's coming next. And it doesn't stop at the lips. Expand your territory. Her jawline, her neck, her collarbone. These are all extensions of the kiss. When you trail your lips down her neck, or kiss just below her ear, you're activating a whole new set of sensations. Whisper something there. Let your breath linger. That combination of words, warmth and touch, is intoxicating. Her whole body is basically saying, yes, keep going. Now let's talk about connection, because kissing isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's the way you tell her without words, I want you, I'm here with you, I'm lost in this moment with you. When your kiss communicates that, it becomes unforgettable. That's why some people can remember a kiss years later. It wasn't about the technique, it was about the connection they felt in that moment. And let's not forget, kissing sets the tone for everything else. If your kissing game is strong, she's going to be excited about what comes next. If your kissing feels rushed, messy, or disconnected, she's going to be nervous that the rest will feel the same. Basically, kissing is your preview. It shows her how you'll handle the rest of her body. If you can kiss with passion, patience, and variety, she knows she's in good hands. Want to know the best part? Kissing keeps her present. It anchors her in the moment. When your lips are on hers, she's not thinking about her to-do list, or the dishes in the sink. She's feeling, she's experiencing, she's in her body, and you're the reason why. That's powerful. And yes, kissing is also ridiculously hot because it engages all the senses. It's taste, touch, smell, sound, and sight. The way her lips feel against yours, the warmth of her breath, the little sounds she makes, the way her eyes flutter closed. Kissing is a full body experience disguised as something simple. When you treat it like that, you unlock a level of intimacy that no amount of fancy moves can replace. So here's my advice. Don't rush kissing. Don't think of it as just the warm-up. Linger there. Explore it. Make it an experience, all on its own. Kiss her like it's the only thing you want to do. Kiss her like you're savoring her. When you put that kind of energy into it, she'll feel it in every nerve of her body. And here's the kicker. The best kisses aren't about technique at all. They're about they're about being so tuned in to her that you can feel when she wants more, when she wants slower, when she wants deeper. It's about listening to her body, not just going through some routine you saw in a movie. That's what makes a kiss unforgettable. So don't underestimate. A kiss can be the thing that makes her weak in the knees, that makes her crave you long after. Her lips are not just another body part, they're the gateway to deeper desire, and when you treat them like the treasure they are, you're not just kissing her, you're awakening her. So here's where most people trip up. They get so laser focused on the main event that they forget women's bodies are basically like an amusement park of sensation. It's not just about rushing straight to the obvious spot. It's about exploring, teasing and unlocking all those hidden pathways that make pleasure build until it feels irresistible. When you approach your body with curiosity, instead of a checklist, you stop being predictable and you start being unforgettable. And think about it like this. Her skin is alive with nerve endings. Every touch, every brush of your fingers, every kiss sends signals to her brain. That means her body isn't just one or two pleasure zones, it's full of them. And here's the secret. The less obvious the spot, the more exciting it can be when you give it attention. Let's start with the classics. Her neck, game changer. The skin there is thin and sensitive, which makes it extra responsive to lips, breath, or even the lightest graze of fingertips. But don't just dive in like you're attacking a vampire snack. Build it up. Start with gentle kisses along her collarbone, then slowly work your way up toward her jawline. Maybe pause right under her ear and whisper something teasing. Let your lips barely brush against her skin. That kind of build-up is electric. Her thighs, wildly underrated. When you trace your fingers along the inside of her thighs, you're not just touching her, you're teasing her. You're showing her that you know exactly where she wants you to go, but you're not rushing. That kind of slow burn drives anticipation through the roof. She feels the tension building, and that's half the pleasure, right? Her back, her hips, even the small of her waist. These areas don't get nearly enough love, but they're incredibly powerful because they make her feel fully adored, not just targeted. When you place your hand on her lower back while you're kissing, it sends a subtle message. I want all of you. When you trace your lips along her shoulder blades, it feels unexpected, intimate, and grounding. The more you explore, the more she feels like every inch of her matters to you, and that's hot. Now let's talk about pace. Exploration is not a race. This isn't about rushing to the finish line. It's about savoring the journey. Pay attention to her reactions. Is she arching towards your touch? Is she letting out little sighs? Those are her body's way of telling you, yes, this more of this. The more you listen, the better you'll guide yourself. Because here's the truth. No two women are the same. What drives one person crazy might not do anything for another. Exploration means you're tuning into her unique map, not just assuming you already know the route. And let's not forget, the hands are underrated too. It's not just about where you touch, it's how you touch. A firm grip on her hips, a soft trail of fingers along her side, the gentle pull of her hair. These little contrasts between soft and firm create variety, and variety keeps her on edge in the best way possible. If everything feels the same, she tunes out, but when you switch it up, she stays engaged, curious and turned on. The thing about exploring her body is that it creates layers of intimacy. You're telling her, I want to discover you, I want to know what makes you tick. That kind of attention feels incredibly validating. It makes her feel seen, desired and special, and when she feels that, her body responds tenfold. Here's something that gets overlooked. Exploration is about slowing down enough to let the tension build. When you skip straight to the obvious spots, you rob her of the delicious suspense that makes pleasure so intense. Think of it like music. If you start the song at full volume, you've got nowhere to go. But if you start soft, build gradually, throw in highs and lows, by the time you hit the climax, it feels mind-blowing. Exploration works exactly like that. And you know what else? Exploration shows confidence. It says, I'm not in a hurry. I know this is going to be good, and I'm going to enjoy every second of discovering you. That confidence is sexy. It makes her relax because she knows you're not just rushing to get yours. You're invested in making the experience amazing for both of you. Here's the part that seals the deal. When you take your time and explore, you give her permission to let go. She doesn't have to overthink or worry. She can just enjoy because she feels your presence, your curiosity, your willingness to discover her instead of just using her. That's what transforms physical touch into something intimate and unforgettable. Don't underestimate it. Exploration isn't extra, It's essential. It's how you turn a simple encounter into an experience she'll replay in her mind over and over. It's not about finding 3 magic spots and pressing them like buttons. It's about treating her body like a landscape worth exploring, every inch of it deserving attention. And when you do that, when you kiss her neck, trace her thighs, grip her hips, trail your lips along places she didn't even know were sensitive, you're not just giving her pleasure, you're giving her an adventure, one that feels personal, electric, and impossible to forget.